Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to a trade recap. Today we did make 800 across 5 accounts, making $4,000 on the day. Um, so I'm gonna explain to you guys the trade that I took, why I took it, and how you guys could have done the same exact thing. Let's go to NQZ. So as you can see here, coming into the day, let's go backwards. Mode, and let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this, and boom, perfect. So coming into the day, um, where were we? Right, we were, you know, we were in the Valley area high. So this, give this trade like a B plus, B minus, um, not B plus, A minus. The reason why is because we were at the Valley area high. But if this was a Valley area low trade, this would be extremely, extremely clean. On the weekly time frame at least. So coming into the day, we had um these targets. All the buy side targets were taken. Right, so I was kind of bearish coming into open, but I realized that we were having a hard time break underneath some type of low that was in one of these areas. So I really wanted shorts this morning. I really wanted shorts because all of these were taken. So we had London highs taken, Asia highs were taken as well. So I really wanted shorts, and we were overextended on the profile. So obviously, in my head, I'm looking for shorts. But um, we were having a hard time break underneath, and I noticed that once we were trading up towards market open. And usually, what happens is uh, when you can't catch an entry before market open, like around there, or obviously, in my head, I already missed my entry. Realistically, I wanted to get in at the top. I don't want to take a trade anywhere in fair value. That's just not how I trade. It's not high probability. But I realized that if we're not, if off of open we're not flushing to these lows, then in my head, there's no point of taking a trade, right? Not only that, but obviously in my head, I'm either wrong or ES is taking them. Those are the two things that are going through my head. I'm either wrong or ES took them. So as I was looking for that trade to happen and I was looking for everything to set up correctly, I noticed that on ES we were approaching these lows. But not only that, between the two between the two indexes, we were approaching um, 648. So I took longs at 648. I'm pretty sure this is the first trade I took because we were having a hard time breaking underneath. And ES, well, I was looking for ES to take the low. Let's see what happens. So ES finally takes the low, right? So I'm pretty sure the first trade I took, I got stopped out off of 648. I want to see it happen. What the hell? Why did I just do that? So this is the first trade I took. I got stopped out immediately at 648. ES wanted to seek Asia lows, right? It wasn't London that we wanted to seek, it was Asia lows. So I took the first trade I took was off of ES, right? Sweeping London lows, and I took it off of this level. I took it off of 648. And this is what I tell you guys, right? It's always good to just trust the level, take it, because eventually it's going to pay off if you have it right or wrong. Allow yourself 2 trades a day. On this trade, I lost $500. But that didn't stop me from taking the next trade because I know that these have a high probability. If everything is in line, if everything's gonna check out, everything has a high probability when everything's in line. We had an SMT between these two lows, and it looked super clean, right? But the first trade, obviously, I took, I got stopped out, perfectly fine. I'm looking for the next trade. So we tap into, my bad. Let me just do this. Go on the 1 minute time frame again. So next area I'm looking for 609. ES finally takes Asia lows. So in my head, like, alright, the only way I'm entering this trade is if it taps my level. So I'm waiting. I had a limit order, tapped my level. We had an extreme quick reaction. We had an SMT, and this level held for at least like 5 minutes before we took off. As you guys know, I take all my trades with a 50 tick stop. 50 tick stops, boom. and the draw was obviously higher. Asia lows and London lows were taken. So in my head, I'm like, all right, the lows were finally taken, right? My draw is gonna be at the swing high that was created during pre-market before this huge sell-off happened. If you guys are wondering what the level looks like on NQ, I'll get it for you guys in a sec. 683, 609. So this is what it looked like. So on Quant Tower, as you can see, we had this level right here at 607. Price traded up into it. As soon as we traded up into it, we showed extreme bullish reaction, and that's how I entered my trade. We had an SMT, right? What I always tell you guys, if it has everything you guys want, what does it need to have? It has to have an SMT. It has to have a kill zone sweep, right? It has to have higher draw time, higher time frame draw, right? And this is literally all it is, right? All it is these three things: SMT, kill zone sweep, higher time frame draw, and that is all it is, right? All it takes. That's all it takes. It would make it a lot more A plus if we were at the Valley area low, on the quant tower, but we weren't. We were at a Valley area high, or we were in fair value. Um, yeah, we were in fair value. So like it's all right. But yeah, all of these things is what you need, and if it has like at least three of them, you could take it. I would say it's like a B minus, B plus. If it had a Valley area low, obviously it would be A plus. So as you can see here, once I took my entry, once I saw that we had, you know, um, once I saw that we had an SMT, we had all the things that I want to look for in a trade, I got filled, and my TP was at these highs. I had two contracts. I could, if I had two contracts on, I would do it, but I'll show you where I partialed at. But I don't. I'm too lazy to go back and fix the replay mode thing, whatever. All right. So this is where I partialed at. TP1 here. You could also have your TP1 here. I was thinking about it. Um, at this fair value gap on the limited time frame, where we created a swing to go lower. But obviously, you gotta trust your draw, and you gotta manage your risk correctly. All right, that's our job. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And next thing you know, price has a super clean delivery to these highs, and TP was hit. Right. So this is what I mean when I say like this is super A plus. You rather take the first level that you get, because look, you guys see how I lost this trade. That didn't ruin my confidence, right? And I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait for the second setup to take. If it doesn't happen, then I get off for the day and I call it a day. But you rather enter with precision, because obviously if you enter too late, let's say you wanted to wait for the reaction. Okay, you got the reaction. Now, not only now you're gonna be risking more money, but on top of that, you're gonna be making less money. So it's always good to, enter off rip when you have the opportunity to, when everything is presented to you. You have to trust yourself, you have to trust your model, and you have to let it play out. That is the whole point of trading, right? It's not supposed to be easy, it's going to be hard, but once you trust yourself and once you see everything that you want to see play out, you have to trust it and you have to let it play out. That's all it is. So, um, yeah, that's pretty much the trade I took today. And then I did also take like a couple of other trades like during PM that were on paper just to get reps in. But other than that, it was pretty simple, nothing crazy. Just pretty much what I always speak about. What's A plus, what isn't A plus. Everything here was A plus, right? And you guys see the delivery, you guys see the precision off of that. You guys see everything. And it plays out day in and day out, every single day in the market. But yeah, happened yesterday for FOMC as well, with the 55 model. If we go here, go back to, let's get rid of this. If we go to 55, let's put on our 55 level indicator. Let's go back a day. Let's do right here. As you guys can see, what do we have? We have London highs, right? We have 55 level. We have this one, And we also have this one. So we can get rid of this real quick. So we have two levels that we want to take a trade off of. If we go in ES, what do we see? ES took out London highs, and it also took out Asia highs. So what does that tell us? That tells us that we want to look for shorts. Where can we take our entry off of for shorts? There's an SMT, there's a kill zone sweep. The only places we could look for shorts at is here or here. Actually, not even here because then all this would be invalidated. So we really only have one place. And guess what happened? If you put your limit order here, a lot of people caught this by the way. I wasn't on the charts because I was waiting till 2 p.m. to trade FOMC, but even during FOMC, it still played out. 50 tick stop. Oh, I could just do this now. That's perfect. Confirm. Boom. Right. 50 tick stop. Let price play out. You get filled immediately. Stops at the highs where SMT is created. You could even do it here, but there's no need. You could do a 50 tick stop regardless. And you could have taken it to these New York PM lows, or you could have taken it to this low or this low. And as you can see, what happened after that, we just get straight dumpage, straight delivery, and call it a day there, right? So super simple. And then also during FOMC, when FOMC came out, what happened again? We tapped into 517, right? And it's no coincidence, right? People have backtested this, and it works. These levels work. But you have to have a reason behind taking them. You can't just be taking them blindly because it doesn't make sense to do it. It doesn't make sense to take it blindly at all. And also, it worked 3 times. This one level yesterday worked 3 times. Once, twice, 3 times. Eventually, obviously, it got broken through, but that's because there were any other confluences to let it play out. The best time is when it's gonna have all of those confluences that are lining up. There's an SMT, there's a kill zone sweep. We have lower time frame, we have higher time frame draw, which is a kill zone draw, and everything is just super clean once everything lines up. And this model it's gonna teach you to be patient, and it's also going to teach you to trust yourself. And that's the things that traders have like suck the most at, trusting themselves and trusting their model. Probabilities will stack up, and everything's gonna be fine. So, but yeah. Do you guys have any questions? Yo, hello. All right,
No questions.
all right, perfect.